Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's Metaworld News. These are our headlines for the week ending 11th of November of the year 2018. And if you are watching this live or within the next couple of days at least, you probably won't fail to notice that today is Armistice Day. Apparently, there's a Veterans Day in the States that's very close to this
Yeah,
anyway.
that's right. Same here.
Um, yeah. Armistice Day is they have sort of ceremonial remembrance stuff. It's always called Remembrance Sunday really here, but of course this year it is the big thing is that this is now the 100th anniversary of the armistice at the end of the Second World War, sorry, First World War,
Mm.
which is commonly considered to have changed everything. Much more so than it was the start of change on the class systems in Europe. Also, similar period to the suffragettes. Of course, the Russians had their great big revolution right in the middle of the war, and pivotal time. There can't really be anybody around anymore who fought in that war. I said, well, let me see, somebody might be 118. I'm not sure. No, that wouldn't work either, would it? They've been bought. Never mind. But anyway, important time to celebrate. And for those of you who watch our channel here, you may have seen an upload I put up. I think it was yesterday, which is a film my partner Tara Yates made nearly a decade ago, and it's actually a World War One build in the original virtual world, really, from our point of view, Second Life. You can tell it's a bit dated. It's standard web resolution instead of the fancy stuff we get up to now. But I thought it was time for a revisit, so it's up there on the channel, same channel you're watching this on. Anyway, that's enough of that. I am Mal Burns, of course. Well, maybe you don't know that. Maybe you're new. If you're new, welcome. If you're old, welcome too. You can be old and still welcome.
Don't cover
Anyway,
me.
yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/malburns. That's MALBURNS. All one word as opposed to the me that is two, if you see what I mean. There's an additional Twitter feed, which is twitter.com/metaworld news, all one word, as in the name of this program. And the highlights I'm going to be going on about now are more or less coming from there. We do have another feed coming into the channel here, which James beside me here is helpfully coordinating, which is basically showing my desktop as I'm going through some highlights in Flipboard. And you won't be seeing it all the while, but James will sort of discreetly put it on the screen if we get to something nice and visual or important that needs to be shown. I have actually have a page open now, and he might as well flash it at you just to prove he knows how to flash it at you. Oh, I'm being rude today, aren't I? Right. Anyway, because it's got a nice picture of David Attenborough there, we covered this last week, and I've actually since seen a photo which is the other side of that one. Which is showing him looking at himself, but he's looking at himself with an actual headset on. It's quite a novelty actually. Anyway, I'm going in the wrong direction there, so I'm flipping my no. Sorry, I'm going to flip my board back that way. And yes, true to form, we have some new posts from the week there. Right, you can probably see them flashing up on the screen a bit there. I'm going to start on the left, which is the wrong way actually, but it's easier for us. The Electronic Frontier Foundation's VR experience helps users spot surveillance devices. Yes!
Hmm.
What a perfect solution for VR. Or AR maybe, although they do say it's VR. Basically, you walk around, right, you with your AR device or your iPad or whatever, and you look around, and even if you can't in camera see the surveillance devices, it will quite helpfully give you an overlay showing everything that's snooping on you. That's really what it's all about. Let's assume that for the purposes of the future, they are welcome to snoop on you and will do forevermore. So, by the same token, democracy wise and everything else, I have the right to snoop back, don't I? Yes. Oh, golly gosh. Anyway, great use for VR, in my opinion, that one is. Although, as I said, it's more of an AR thing if it connects to real world surveillance cameras. Okay, next to that, I have a little post here. Actually, the picture in this, let me zoom in on this. This is a post in our Repays blog, Modem World, MODEMWORLD .me. And this is announcement. Well, technically, it's the call for proposals for our event is actually over. But let me see. There we are. It's, uh, it doesn't want to move to the middle, so there you go. That's a little sneak peek. That is a kind of bit of a bit of the new build. As far as I can tell, that Franz Charming has been working on. I may be wrong on that, but anyway, that was the picture, wasn't it? Okay. Basically, you can get hold of the agenda and various other things now if you go to um, the site, which is conference.opensimulator.org, and find out about virtual. Oh, what am I talking about? Oh, James, why didn't you kick me? I've got my VWPs and my OSCCs mixed up here.
Well, you know, I'm trying to be polite and
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we've got posts here on both. It's just I'm
yeah.
getting confused with the one I
And
was actually watching
I
there.
only late recognized that it was the stage for VWBPE. So,
Yeah. Yeah, in which case it's not a new stage. Okay, well, Virtual World's best practices in education will be in 2019. It's usually at about April, May. And they've actually put out their call for proposals there. I don't know whether they'll be in Second Life, OpenSim, or both, or whatever. It's too far ahead yet. They have just held a real world conference in San Francisco, so I gather when they all start trickling back from that, we'll be hearing more about in-world things, and including the next edition of Inside the Avatar Studio, which has sort of gone by the by when it's what it's strange how a 2 day real life event stops people doing a virtual event, for 2 or 3 months beforehand. But anyway, that's life. Right, okay, so that's called proposals there. So that article about it is Modem, MODEM. WORLD.me. And I forgot to tell you the EFF VR experience about surveillance. The post there can be found at engadget.com. That's engadget.com. Right, vrscout.com 4 days ago. Alice Bonacio again. Um, Non-profit Ethar, that's ATHAR, is developing VR employment education for Jordan youth. These are um, uh, actually, when I was reading this, I got the impression it was more Palestine than Jordan. That may just be a slight error in title or something. But basically, they're VR experiences in, to help people, youth
hmm
find employment. Right, voicesofvr.com. Favorite of ours, number 711, is entitled Sci-Fi World Building to Imagine and Collaboratively Shape the Future. They get some great titles here, but some of their podcasts are really interesting too. They do really go into the micro subject at hand. So quite a nifty one there. Right, moving forward or backwards, depending on how I look at it. Vimeo, that's the YouTube like video hosting site. They've launched a new channel which is just for holographic video. You won't really see at all from what I've got on display here and the picture that goes with it, but it involves various layers, and that picture frame with a dog in it, it's kind of a holographic display combined with the photo. Yeah, basically as you move around it, you're actually viewing the dog on its little stool at a different angle. and it's not a still picture holograph; it's actually a video. So if that was just a general hologram, you will be able to sit, look around and see the dog perched from different angles. But because this is a video hologram, not only are you moving around at different angles, but the dog is doing what dogs do, and that's being fidgety at different angles. So you get a combination of both. And Vimeo have launched a channel just to specialize in that kind of stuff, which I think is quite interesting. And 10 amazing uses. That's another post from engadget.com, by the way. And readwrite.com have 10 amazing uses for virtual reality. And as we talk, I'm assuming Windows is going to get around to opening it. Yes, oh, you clever Windows, you. Oh, God, no, we don't want to subscribe. And, oh, well, will you look at the style sheet on this thing? Right, goodbye,
We
read
need a
Rice.
break after
Goodbye.
the picture.
Yes, I know. Or maybe there's a picture there that wasn't rendering.
Yeah, could be. Could
Who
be.
knows? Who knows? Who knows? If it doesn't appear in the blink of an eyelid, I don't want to know. Simple as that. Right, uploadvr.com. I love this one. Electrical nose stimulation could let you smell anything in VR without chemicals or refills. Now, I have to tell you, I've always wondered if one could do something like this. Back in it was in Second Life at the time. I can't even remember if it was so long ago. There probably was no open sim or other worlds suitable at the time. I and a music performance artist, Dizzy Banjo, came up with this idea of, all the girls were buying, all their accessories and their costumes and their wigs and everything else. And we thought, well, I know what they really want. What they really want, as somebody says. Thank you, Spice Girls. Right, what they really, 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 really want
Oh goodness.
was perfume. Yes. Now, how on earth do you make and market perfume in a virtual world? It's like, you can't really open a money making hamburger stand in the virtual world, can you? No, no, but we figured you could because our idea was to use various audio frequencies and subsonics and things that would create a kind of mood,
Mm.
and they'd be mixed and layers together to give different sort of flavors. And as an avatar who was wearing this perfume bought it and wore it, as they moved towards you, they would be emitting frequencies of essentially sound that you couldn't really hear, but you could detect subliminally. And we figured, we can create the equivalent of audio perfumes. Yeah, go figure.
Mm.
Well, why not?
Mhm.
But this actual article, as I say, which is Upload VR. Let me see. Oh yes, it's giving me the article here. Not really any great number of pictures, but oh yeah, we got one. Um, right. Basically, the idea is to get smell into mainstream VR. And there've been previous attempts using chemical powders and specific combinations just below the nose. One was called Vasco and stuff like that. Um, but this technique, it's been demonstrated by the Imageering Institute in Malaysia. Bit off the beaten track there, but why not?
Mm.
It's called the digital smell interface, and it works by direct electrical stimulation of the smell receptor nerves deep in your nose. Right, so it actually sounds rather close to my audio thing because some kind of vibration presumably enters your nose and triggers those smell receptors and tricks them into smelling lemon or lavender or dog poo. Depending on the environment you're in.
Mm.
So I love the idea of that, because it is the next step really into what is an audio visual experience.
Mhm.
It's going to be a long while long before we have taste in the virtual world. I think we'll have to leave that to confectionery companies and AR.
Well, and
But
interestingly, I could see like you described with the VR simulation for hidden cameras or spotting surveillance cameras. Having
Yeah.
odors could be great for training about gas leaks or other kind of hazardous situations in a VR environment.
I yeah. Um, yeah, so if I was in a VR room, for example, which was a mirror copy of a real world environment, and I was monitoring it remotely, then presumably if there was a gas leak, the alarms would go off, but I would also be able to smell it maybe before the alarms went off.
Yeah, yeah. If you're just in a
The,
residential area and you don't have
yeah,
anything like a detector to detect that distinct smell of a leaking gas.
sure. Especially some of these gases don't smell anymore these days, do they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think they actually have to add artificial smells to the gas
Yeah,
so that
that's.
we
I think
can
that's
detect
correct.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like it's like the electric cars that don't make any noise. They're now
Mm.
having to they have to add artificial noise now so they don't
Right.
so people know they're coming. I mean
Right.
it
Right.
defeats the object of a silent environment, doesn't it?
That's
But go
great.
figure.
Right. Right.
They have to do it. Anyway, yes, so I'm just gonna click back here to go oh, wrong mouse, wrong computer. Dear me, too much stuff here really. Right, so yes, that post was at uploadvr.com. It was about 3 days ago, so you should be able to find it fairly easily. And yeah, go sniff it out. Ha ha ha.
Mm.
Right. We are not funny, really, are we?
Hmm.
Continue sharing. You're approaching the daily limit for share. Oh gosh. Sorry, the screen share thing we're using here is in a bit of a mood. Right, this is a video advertising Future Lands. It's a virtual reality festival all over the place. A whole day of exciting things in high fidelity, in particular, on November 17th, including live performances by Thomas Dolby. Yes, he, the real pop starish technician, come academic Thomas Dolby.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's move things to podcast 713 Voices of VR was moving through grief of suicide through a spatial story in VR with something called Homestay. Um, uh, VR Scout reports that researchers have developed a VR haptic feedback system for custom quadcopters. BusinessInsider.com says I explored the inside of a human nose. Oh, what a coincidence!
Mm-hmm.
And it convinced me the real business in VR isn't gaming. It's all about training workers. Well, yeah, of course. And yeah, well, there you go. You got a graph too. That's fun. That's a post from High Fidelity. Actually, it's not all about gaming. But all you're seeing there is, of course, the charts. So never mind. And this should be the last page, I think. Yeah, today, virtual reality helps treat victims of sexual assault. Also, Open Sim Community Convention. The registrations are open and is a call for artists. And the rising power. Sorry, those two. There is no link. You'll have to follow them direct from my feed. There are two other pages in Flipboard. Um, however, golfnews.com the rising power of virtual influencers. This is a sort of editorial of people influential in virtuality, including what looks like an influential avatar. At least I presume it is, because all avatars at the moment, female-wise, seem to have that same fringe. They do in high fidelity anyway. Right. Uploadvr.com. Fix no, sorry, FitXR. Yeah, that must be how you pronounce it. FitXR raises $1.25 million US to encourage fitness with VR. Will you believe boxing?
Hmm.
Um, why not just a VR gym where you can do the whole bloody works rather than just boxing? But there you go. This particular one is raising money just to do VR boxing, and could be interesting. You can do this in real life. It's not what I call a pleasant sport, actually. But I would think there's less chance of an accident in real life than there is in virtuality. Oddly enough, with a lot of things, virtuality is ideal because you can do things safely. But would you really want to box somebody? with gloves on in VR where you can't actually see the real person. You might hit them wrong accidentally. I don't know. I don't know. Too much going on, really, isn't there?
Hmm.
ARHT introduces real-time holographic lectures at the London Business School. Report there at vrscout.com. And yep, there we kind of go for that. And yep, if I flip and I flip and I flip, I can't go back any further. Isn't that, that's just what we want, isn't it? Right, okay. So I'm going to hit this, and very briefly, before my screencasting time runs out, I need to find Metaworld, don't I? Which is right there, if it wants to open. Look at that, though. We got little wheelie things. These are a speciality from the company called Microsoft. They do that a lot. Right, I have to go straight through there. Here we go again. OpenSync Community Convention, which of course is 7th and 8th of the December. And again, this is a post at modemworld.me. This explains my confusion earlier when I wasn't sure whether we were talking about
Mm. Hmm.
the other conference or this. And as you can see, there's a picture there. And this is actually the picture I was saying is, I think, Franz Charming's new part of his new build. There
Mm.
it is. Right, so we can see a bit of sort of like that, I think. That went a bit wonky, didn't it? Anyway, pass a new build there. Um, right now, this I think is a disgusting example of people going blindly about their own thing without checking with other people. Um, the big event with Thomas Dolby and stuff I mentioned a minute ago in High Fidelity is on and has been set for ages to happen on November the 17th. And I think it connects with other virtual worlds as well. So, um, unfortunately, Science Space and Escapists hosts an hour of influence. Well, basically, November the 17th for them is their something anniversary. I forget which one it is, something like the sixth or seventh,
Mm.
and they are having one of their talk things where meeting game designer Warren Spector, and they're also putting a whole load of events on for their birthday, and you know why they had to choose November the 17th when it must have been, you can't miss the advertising, as it were, for High Fidelity's and the main VR day, as it's supposed to be, rather than a hi-fi day. So go figure. I certainly will be hard pressed here. I might just pop in for the talk at 3 o'clock, but I was certainly of the two be at the VR day in High Fidelity or one
Mm.
of the other associated places rather than Science Space, which is a shame. Why don't people look at each other? Right. Blog.sign.space, the science based platform, yet again, they have a piece, it's a creator spotlight series, and they're looking at the work of Catherine Yer, who's all over the place in science space. And well, with strawberrysing.com, that's strawberry as in the fruit, SINGH is the sing. So strawberry sing, all one word.com. She's looking at social VR and pixel VR, new social networks for virtual world residents. Well, social VR has actually been going a while, and we did actually do some promotion on our Discord channel for a while. Pixel VR, I think, is pretty much a similar thing, but being formatted for 3D. Anyway, I'm just going to flip forward here before our time runs out. Trailer for a virtual world called Avi Life. I think it is an open sim thing. When I first saw this, I thought of Avi Worlds and what we used
Mm.
to call the yo-yo grid, but I think this is something different, so I put the trailer up there. And yep, more about Open Simulator Community Conference, and some interesting statistics about Linden Labs, Sansar, danielvoyager.wordpress.com. And Sansar actually reached a new high of 73 concurrent visitors on November the 1st. it dropped back to the usual 6 or so after about an hour. I think somebody must have actually done an event in there
Mm.
that got people in, because their take up figures are pretty abysmal. But as we mentioned last week, they're now going to rebuild the program and put it on Steam in the hope of finding some things. Oh, and yeah, this post was one from me. Um, I Metaworld Talk Lobby, yes, a place called Gitter where communities thrive. Everybody's looking about for new, social networks and stuff like that. So this is more of a talk space. So I created one for us, for Metaworld Spaces and MBTV, of course. And I made a thing saying opening comment, and haven't heard a single thing since. But then
Mm.
again, I haven't really promoted it either, have I? So there we go. And just to check, nothing else here. 1 week ago, oh yes, yep, just a few catch ups and things. Right, okay. I think I've made it before the screen share
Oh my.
dies. So you can turn away from the screen share,
Yep.
James.
Already done.
And my little window here says closing in 1 minute.
Oh. Oh goodness.
So I will preempt it by telling it to stop sharing, and it will all go away. And maybe you will speed up. I don't know. Yes, so it seems I was about. I always thought I had an hour with that, but it seems I now have 30 minutes now. So have to, I have to launch the screen share at the moment we start the show to get my full 30 minutes of display time.
Mm.
Anyway, technical things, technical things. So
Yeah.
I think that's about it for this week. I'm trying to see if I think I actually shoveled everything into Flipboard this week. I did some stuff this morning. Um, so I can't really think of anything else. Any thoughts, James, on stuff we covered?
No, but
I covered,
I
should I say?
appreciate the picture of the new central area for the Open Simulator Community Conference. I'm gonna have to go visit and see what that looks like in
Yeah,
not in person, in Avatar.
yes, yes. So I've been doing. I haven't looked either. I mean, as you know, I would have been at organisers meeting on Friday night.
Hmm.
But that's actually, well, it's actually held on the grid, but in a sort of staff area that's way away from the central islands.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I log in there and I log out of there, log in there, log out of there. I haven't actually logged into the main auditorium for,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a couple of months ago I went in at the beginning and then, flitted to the staff area. And of course, I haven't had any calls really to the auditorium. But
Yeah. Yep.
it certainly looks like a nice change because that really has been the same forever and a day. And it has, won't call it exactly bland, but it has a sort of, it doesn't really have an exciting quality to it. It's very clinical and big and sterile and stuff. And I think the attempt is to brighten it up, as well as calls for proposals. So of course went out for artists, who wanted
Mm.
to contribute
Mm-hmm.
artwork and things to, just so there's art objects around the grid during the conference and possibly as part of the conference.
Yep.
And the bringing in the idea is to close in things a bit with the architecture so it feels a bit more. I don't know where cozy is the word you want. It's not like HIE where we're mimicking a nightclub award ceremony,
Mm.
but something that just makes it feel formal but not sterile, clinical, just a
Mm.
bit of a change. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
looking forward to all that amongst other things too. And still looking forward for volunteers, aren't we? We machinima volunteers,
Oh yeah.
greeters, what's the name of the thing? Moderators. That's it. Moderators is two things really. It's people moderating things around and about, and people who actually are moderators on camera and talk to kind of just spend 2 or 3 minutes introducing people to the stage. So people who want to do moderation like that, and of course artists, bring your art and plonk it.
Yep.
Well, I think you probably have to ask permission to plonk it. In fact, I'm sure you do, but they're looking for the art anyway. Yeah, sort of fun and games there, and just a bit of self promotion there. My main panels each day there are yet to be fully finalised, but I am definitely being joined for the Hypergrid panel on the second day. And I'll have Pathfinder Lester and Leighton Marjoram for that, and a couple of others when they're confirmed. And the main panel, which is now, believe it or not, entitled "Evolution of Engagement."
Hmm.
This is a lovely name. It was, one of my panelists would be Will Burns, and he suggested the name, and I thought perfect. It lies just enough into connecting with viewers to pass, and it also covers all the myriad extensions. The evolution of engagement or immersion, maybe. So I will have Will Burns and Avi Marie, or Singer Girl, as she's sometimes better known, will be with me on that one. And again, I've got a whole list of people. There'll be at least two or three others when they actually get around to confirming. Or if they don't confirm, I shall be indignant and find another replacement. But that's the way it goes. Still got 3 weeks, yeah. Or is it?
Hmm.
Actually, it might even be 4. Yeah, it's 4 weeks, yeah. No panic, no
No
panic.
panic.
I've got 3.5 weeks to wait before I start panicking.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So I think that's about it. Nothing else from you, James? I asked you that already,
Uh,
didn't I? I think so.
no, but as you follow the story on virtual smell, I'd love to see a device. that, what do you have to wear on your head in addition to goggles, VR goggles, a VR nose piece?
Well,
Just
I
makes me
don't
laugh.
know. I mean, if it was something like that audio idol, it's actually going to send in to sensors into your smell receptors.
Hmm.
Um,
So it could sit at a desk
may,
in front of you
maybe,
or
maybe,
something?
maybe it'd be like a couple of minor earphones, except instead of putting them in your ears, you stick them up your nose, or so they're fixed directly. Or maybe a single will be strong enough; it can just be emitted from a little gadget
Sure.
on your desk. I don't think. Uh, oh
Oh,
dear, oh me.
Gesundheit.
Oh, you don't want to do that on air, do you? Well,
Mm.
just do
Too late.
oh dear. Trials and tribulations of being on live TV, dear
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah.
And they do come in threes normally, so be prepared. Right. Yes, yeah, I could actually see it as like, I've got these little aromatherapy burner things. You just mix a few different oils in, and they burn on your desk, and the smell pervades the air. Well, if it's an electronic stimulus for the smell centers, maybe the stimulus could just be like a Wi-Fi signal that goes up your nose and triggers, depending on the signal, triggers, oranges, lemons,
Yeah,
lavenders,
yeah, yeah.
and of course, maybe the obligatory farmyard smell. Now, a bit more polite than my last suggestion. So, etc. Yeah, so the world is our oyster, as it were.
Yeah.
Smell, touch, um, vision, hearing. That's five. That would bring five senses into the virtual world. So, touch is hard, and taste would be literally impossible, I think, at this stage. But with the right haptics, touch could work. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
All fun and games. Oh, sorry, that was. Sorry, I just blew my nose into the microphone. I really better apologise. I'm not on the ball here today, am I? I think that's it for this week. Let me put it this way: it's certainly goodbye from him,
And I'll put it this way, it's goodbye from him.
and that says it all, really. Until the same time, the same place next week, and we're out of here. Bye bye.